Welcome to the Morning Ramble. I'm Matt.
I am Eric. Yeah.
I feel like we're going to get copyright striked now.
We don't make any money off these. we don't make any money because we don't try to, and we don't have enough people watching to make money off of them.
That's true enough. Anyway, Eric, what was that about?
Spartacus has entered the arena, Matt.
Yes.
If you follow us on our Facebook page, you know that yesterday / this morning, Cory Booker has announced his presidential run. This is Candidate Watch. Cory Booker's in the ring, Matt.
Yes, I saw that.
We predicted it. It happened.
Yes.
Everyone predicted it, though. So,
Yeah,
but we're taking credit.
Yeah.
I'm taking credit.
Yeah, Eric figured all this out by himself.
Absolutely.
Actually, he has been pretty spot on with Candidate Watch.
Yeah, so...
Also, just as a quick sidebar with Candidate Watch, we also have two more possible contenders that they did the whole thing that we talked about last week where they're like, we're sending out a
whatever
conglomeration.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But Biden is on his last stages of figuring out as to whether he is going to run.
Yeah, Bernie.
And Bernie Sanders is also in that stage.
And don't forget that special someone in our hearts, Hillary Clinton, has not shut the door on running.
I want her to shut the door. Matter of fact, I want her to lock the door.
That was pretty much the collective decision online. Everyone does not want her. So I don't know what she's thinking, but she has the money and she has the strings behind the Democratic Party. But I don't think she'd get away with it for a second time after Bernie. So, but yeah, so those are the people. Real quick, before we leave Candidate Watch, just this week, Elizabeth Warren, our first person that announced, has apologized to the Cherokee Nation for the DNA test she ran. So we didn't really talk about it in lengths here, other than a couple jokes. But you know that Elizabeth Warren ran that DNA test to prove that she was part Indian or Cherokee.
No. What?
Everyone. Come on. It was like all over the news. Everyone was making fun of her. You ever see the one in 2024?
No.
Okay. She ran a DNA test, and she was like 1 out of 124th, which is like nothing. It's like crazy amount of generations back that she was part Cherokee. So she apologized to the Cherokee Nation this week.
Good for her.
It was fun to make fun of.
Listen, white people love thinking that we have heritage, but really we're just conglomerations of stew.
Well, that was why I was making fun of her, because I probably have more Native American blood in me than she does, according to that test. But I would never, even in my wildest dreams, consider myself part Native American.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. So our first little topic today is just a thing that I hate. I hate it. It came up. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I'm going to share it with you.
What could you possibly hate? Jordan Peterson. What is that?
Yeah.
It's not like I'd like you to help me out here. I don't really want to read this.
It's not like I'd like you to sensually slather raw lobsters on my bare chest while you change my diapers or anything, you stupid baka.
What the heck kind of meme is that?
I saw it, and I just wanted to share it with you,
okay.
And I wanted to share it with our viewers, because if I have to live through seeing that, everyone does.
Okay.
Anyway, our first real story of the day, because Candidate Watch isn't really real.
It is absolutely real. It's the most real thing we do here.
There have been a strange amount of articles on Ted Cruz's beard.
As there should be.
So this started in December. Ted Cruz started slowly growing out a beard.
He caught me off guard. I will say that. I think it was 2 weeks ago. I saw him talking. I don't know who he was criticizing or what they were talking about, but he was talking and he just had a full beard. And I'm like, whoa. He needs to keep that. Like,
I mean, honestly, it looks pretty good.
he does
like
look good
it.
with a beard. Yep.
I'm sure you already put up a couple pictures of Teddy Boy with his beard. That side angle looks great.
Yep. Yeah, he looks good.
It's solid. I don't care though.
Yeah, I don't know why people are talking about it.
But there were a lot of articles on it, so I figured, hey, if I have to deal with it, so does everybody else.
You know, this brings to mind, you know what politician, if they would change something about their facial hair or hair in general, would make people freak out? What if Donald Trump, like, shaved his head? Yeah. How many Dr. Evil memes would we see?
At least one.
Would it crash the internet?
I'd make it.
I'd make one, too.
Yeah,
But
there'd be a lot of them.
I don't think he'd
I
look
can just
good.
imagine
He
if he
wouldn't look
dyed
good.
his hair brown or something.
I think he'd look better with darker hair, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Well,
he
his
won't-
complexion wouldn't clash with his hair then.
No.
Why are we talking about
I don't know.
this?
It just came to mind. Anyway, yeah, Ted Cruz's beard, I approve.
Anyway, we're going to move on now to a I believe it was you next,
A
right?
very interesting topic that I'm excited to talk about. So we are going to talk about one of my favorite organizations, PETA. So
This is a surprise to me. This is all new.
So I hate PETA. PETA is annoying, but they did tweet something out this past week, and it caught my attention, and I thought I'd share it with you because I kind of agree with it. Now, as I read it, you're going to be like, why do you agree with this? But just hear me out first. So I'll just share the tweet first, then I'll talk a little bit what these vegans and PETA people like to argue about. So, PETA's Twitter. PETA supporters grill a dog on the streets of Sydney, Australia to raise the question, if you wouldn't eat a dog, why would you eat lamb? Okay. They have two photos here that they put out. Okay. And they have a sign on the table that where the dog is sitting on it. It says, if you find these images disturbing, but you eat meat, think about your perception. Okay. Now, we quickly find out that's not a real dog. Okay. Now, I don't want to get into PETA and the SPCA and the shelters and the cruelty that they do to dogs there, where they euthanize them just because they're sick and stuff. Because I know that's a big argument with PETA. I don't want to get into that. What do you think of this, Matt? Now, it's a prop, but what do you think of the argument? If you find these images disturbing, but you eat meat, think about your perception. Go ahead.
I wouldn't want to watch somebody grilling an entire animal on the street to begin with.
Yeah. Well, let me show you a meme to kind of get the idea of what they're arguing. So,
is this the sign meme?
No. This is what they're talking about, but this is just different. This is just a simple one here. It's a cartoon. It's a butcher. There's a pig, and she's like, "I love animals," and she has a dog, and she's giving the money to the butcher to get bacon or whatever. So here's the idea. The idea is that cows, chickens, pigs are equal to dogs, cats, and rabbits, and all that other stuff.
Well, did you see the sign meme where it was like, where do you draw the line?
Yeah, where do you draw the line? And people made jokes. Yeah, right about there. Yeah. Well, here's why I say that I agree with them. And I actually do. So hear me out quick. I agree with them because, first, I don't want to eat a dog. Okay, let's get that. I want to say that first. I don't want to eat a dog, but I'm not like 100% against it. But the reason why I don't want to eat them is because I don't think they taste good. Pigs taste amazing, and I, pork, all that other stuff. That's all good. But the one people were freaking out because they hold dogs to like a higher morality than all these other animals. So I understand PETA's argument, and I agree with it because I don't hold dogs above, I guess from a social standpoint, if you want, I'm not saying there's anything wrong. Like if you're a person, I don't think it's anything wrong. Like, yes, I love meat, I eat hamburger. I love my dogs. I would never hurt my dogs. They're my children or whatever. I think you can have that, but I think that we're kidding ourselves because I just don't think that dogs are above, like, have you ever been around like a goat?
Yeah, we had several as a child when I was a
they're
child.
very, they have a personality, I guess you can say, just like a dog. So to me, they're
pigs.
So do pigs. Yeah, so do pigs. I've been around pigs, cows, all that stuff that
But I will say,
yeah,
I ate that pig, and he was delicious.
Pigs are delicious. Dogs would not be.
His name was Wilbur.
I bet you Wilbur was delicious.
He was.
Yeah. But anyway, that's why I wanted to bring that up, because I don't find it disturbing. And another argument that I think they say is that if you can't kill an animal yourself, you shouldn't be eating meat. I agree with that. Now, I'm not saying you have to go up and like wrestle a cow and slit its throat. I'm not saying that, but I think you should have the ability to, if you need to, go hunting out and shoot a deer or whatever. I understand not everyone could kill an animal with their bare hands, and I don't think you need to have that, strength, I guess, or in your personality in order to eat meat. But I do agree with them when it comes to those types of arguments. And that whole draw a line thing, I would just erase the line. So, yeah. But yeah, PETA, making everyone mad, even people who agree with them.
I mean, I guess that is what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
PETA's known for these crazy, stupid.
Well, they try to get
things.
you. It's all about that whole off guard reaction to look at this dog, So, and I saw that there was.
It wouldn't shock me if it were a real dog.
No, it wouldn't shock me either.
Because it's like PETA's shelters actually have the highest kill rate.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people were pointing out.
Out of all the shelters.
Someone was just like, "Is this a dog out of your shelter?" Like,
honestly, this is one of those things when it comes to shelters and stuff like that. The fact of the matter is, there are too many pets.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the words of a very wise man, and then another man after him that's less wise, spay and neuter your pets. I don't take my own advice. Bear still has his balls.
As he should.
He should.
He should.
I'd feel bad taking them away from him now.
All right, well, let's get away from PETA because I'm getting hungry. So. All right, what do you got, Matt?
Are you going to eat my dog?
It depends.
Okay. So we've got a little tweet.
A little tweet?
From our
commander-in-chief?
From our commander-in-chief.
What wise words has he prophesied to us today?
In the beautiful Midwest, wind chill temperatures are reaching minus 60 degrees, the coldest ever recorded. In coming days, expected to get even colder. People can't last outside for even minutes. What the hell is going on with global warming? Please come back fast, we need you.
The hand gestures are wrong. You need to...
I need tinier hands.
We need you.
I need tinier hands.
All right.
Let me get through the
please do
the rebuttals.
Yeah.
Noah.
Mm-hmm.
Winter storms don't prove that global warming isn't happening. Winter storm, more moisture, warmer ocean temps. That's science.
Yeah. Yep.
There are a lot of people who think that weather is equal to global warming. It is not.
No.
Climate is equal to global warming. Those are two different things.
Yep.
Take an elementary meteorology class,
climate,
or
weather,
science
yes.
class. You'll know that.
Yeah.
And then there's another one. Glad you asked. The polar vortex is supposed to stay at the North Pole, but dwindling sea ice from climate change has caused the vortex to split in 3 places, and that's why it's cold down here. Polar vortex splits like this will become more common as climate change worsens.
Okay.
So that's the science side of things. But I believe that you had a personal side to it.
I do. And before I get into it, because I do have a rebuttal for the president. Because I personally do not think Donald Trump thinks that weather equals climate, like that. Just because it's cold means that global warming doesn't exist. I don't think he's that stupid. I honestly believe that. Climate and weather are different. Every year there is a cycle that our Earth takes. The ice caps melt, and then they refreeze and melt and refreeze every year. If you have any common sense of how our climate works, you know that. So the reason why I'm not criticizing the president, and I think everyone on Earth is a hypocrite, is because no matter what is happening in the weather, everyone says the same thing. Flashback to the fall, what did we have? We had a ton of wildfires. What were people saying? these are going to become more common. This is global warming. We're having a lot more fires. Reverse more, not this past year because we didn't have too bad. Well, we had an awful hurricane season this year actually. Puerto Rico, I think it wasn't this last year, but the year before was Houston. But when we have a lot of hurricanes, what does everyone say? Oh my gosh, global warming! Look at all these hurricanes. How can people dispute global warming? Isn't that the same thing though? When people see these awful disasters like hurricanes, wildfires, flooding, droughts, for some reason, like the news, they talk about this is going to be more caused because of global warming. We're going to have more of these storms. But isn't it just weather? Isn't it the same thing? Why is it always that the extreme of everything except cold?
Well, I mean, when it comes to hurricanes, that's actually accurate. Warmer temperatures in the ocean do make for stronger hurricanes.
Okay, yeah, and I understand there's probably a scientific reason that someone can pull out for every single occurrence and then relate it to, I guess, the world getting warmer a degree or whatever in the last decade. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not going to even try. But it's always in the news. Everyone always says the same thing. Oh, global warming this and the global warming this. And it's just the cycle of the year. I mean, I don't know if people realize this, but it's not like we've broken it's not like the day after tomorrow where Dennis Quaid and Jake Gyllenhaal are trying to save us from the wolves on a ship frozen in Times Square. Yes, I remember that movie.
Very vividly, apparently.
Yes, I love that movie. But it's not like we're breaking every single record. Last winter was really cold. The winter before that was really cold. I mean, if you go on your local news station, I'm sure you can pull up all the records for every day for the coldest day, and they go all the way back to the early 20th century. So it's not like we're breaking new ground here, is my point. Now, you're saying, oh, Eric is denying climate change. I'm not. Obviously, the Earth is getting warmer. Okay, I don't think anyone's really disputing that except for a small group of crazies. The argument is the impact and how fast are the consequences coming. So what percentage of the Earth getting warmer is man contributing to it? And when are those consequences coming? Because according to Ocasio-Cortez, our congresswoman from New York, by 2030, the Earth is going to be unlivable. I'm just quoting her. So it's fun to make fun of them. I just think everyone does it. And that's my point.
Literally the reason why I'm just reading things that were said. The reason why I'm not making fun of him is because I'm bored.
It's just too easy.
Yeah, I'm bored. Now, don't get me wrong. That Donald Trump voice was sort of making fun of him.
It was pretty good, though.
But I like doing that voice.
Everyone likes doing that voice.
I also like doing Obama's voice.
Yeah.
So it's just a thing. Anyway, I think that's all the topics we had for this.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Let's go to the weather with Matt.
Why? Why is it so cold? Why?
All right. That's all we have for this episode of the Morning Ramble.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next week.